What a steal, huh? I think this summarizes what's happened at this house so far. It's a lot of destruction, there's a fourth skip, and a lot of steel. And there you can see a steel beam. This is a UB, I think, universal beam. You can also see this stuff, this magical stuff here. It has been snowing a lot. Like when I say a lot, you can see how thick the layer is here. This also means temperatures have been below 4 degrees. So as you'll see, we have a convertible extension, which I don't know, you're going to see Rick Ross in a video talking about his convertible roof off. I don't know, maybe not. But let's have a look inside and I'll show you all the quirks and features and all the craziness of this house. Covered in dust. What I thought I'd given up when we did the strip out, me and Pops. But no, alas, at least I've worn these rough trousers. If it's not snow, it's dust. So, welcome to the Palacio. You're actually currently standing in my office where you're going to see a lot of me because it's going to be my podcast studio. Now, if you're wondering why it looks like a dungeon and it's so tiny, you can ask my wife. I ideally wanted it bigger. However, the vision for this is bay window, right? So actually, there's quite a bit of space where my desk, and we're going to have to make a new desk, is pretty much going to fit into the bay window, which I've always wanted. So that'd be a really nice kind of, and yeah, we are going to lose some of the window because I need to sit high up. That's fine. Keeping the window though, nothing wrong with it, I hope, apart from ice. And I hope that's not inside the pane. I don't think it is. So there'll be a nice bay window desk here. And then what that does is, it kind of ends here. So sitting area here, electric sets here, fish tank. Yeah, fish tank coming back. I'm bringing it back. And then actually you've got a bit of space here. You've got, a fair bit of space. And then what I'm thinking is on this end, on this wall, is making like a sort of TED Talks branded wall. Some marble, some logos, some plants, a plant wall. And maybe in this sort of corner here, having 2 chairs and a desk, or just 2 sort of comfy chairs to film my podcast in, right? Because it's a lot easier than finding a location. So yeah, this will be the podcast studio, and I can have 2-3 cameras set up in here with ease, and one camera can be set up all the time, And with that, I've thought about sockets. There'll be a socket behind me, which will power whatever's happening here, and some in the fish tank. There's one socket on the bay window, which will power all the office stuff. Really important, like you need to know your electrical points and plans really early, especially when you're living here, because you need to think about what am I going to be doing? How am I going to be doing it? And where you're standing now would be the doorway, and where I am is, you can see with the headers and the footers maybe, this is the stud wall. And the reason it hasn't been built is because of these bad boys. I say bad boys, 50 quid a flipping sheet, £1 a millimetre. What you're paying for here is a 52.5 millimetre insulated boards. Where we live at the moment, there's no insulation really, or they claim there is. Cold as hell. The second the heating goes off, it drops. There's no, movement. There's no control. It just is so binary. So these are going to keep us warm, I hope. And also, price difference between 32mm and 52mm, like negligible, a couple of quid on each one. And then as we walk through, you may remember from previous videos that, well, I am a wall, not anymore. And actually where you're standing was a totally different room. And there's a much longer thing there. And most importantly, the Empire State Building wasn't on top of my head. Look at the size of this. I'm going to call it a girder, like they say in America, because unnecessarily big. Thanks, structural engineers, wasting money since 1997, since whenever you guys come from. Over-engineering everything. As you can see, radiator here doing absolutely nothing. At least it's warm to touch, and it makes you feel like we're doing things. You may also recall where you're standing right now was the stairs. Yeah, they're not there anymore. They are here. Big up TK Stairs. Honestly, such a good service. Really nice stairs. They came, they smelled that nice smell of wood. Oh, lovely. Really well done. Really strong. Millimeter perfect. That's thanks to me. But well done, TK Stairs. You also got it here really quickly, which again, thanks so much for that, because yeah, I couldn't have waited longer. Like, you guys really came through. We've got steel lying on the floor there because why is that? Because of course the engineer over-engineered again and decided to put a twin up there when we only needed a single. Good job, thanks. So if anyone wants a steel, you can come and have it. Although it's specifically built for this, you can cut it. Oh my, and how did I forget? What was standing here? It was a chimney breast, remember? And now it is the inside remains of a chimney breast. So the chimney is gone, which is good, because who the hell needs chimneys? And it opens up so much space. Like, when this is boarded, it's just gonna look like, I'm really looking forward to seeing this when it's opened up. This is going to be a floor to ceiling window, so we're getting an extra, I don't know, 50 centimeters or so there, not going much higher and not going wider because of the lintel. Now, this structural engineer, move this out of the way for you, this structural engineer, put this down over here. Oh look, I'm basically a builder, I'm unqualified and I'm lifting things. That's what it takes to be a builder, isn't it? This pillar was not supposed to be here because who wants a pillar? It's open plan. Like, if I want a pillar, I'd go to Rome. But of course, engineer didn't realize there was a window here like he did upstairs, and we've had to build a engineering brick pier, as he calls it. I don't see how it's a pier, it's a pillar. But anyways, with slate at the top. Yeah, slate, actual slate. This, you know, the brickwork here is not pretty. Outside it's really pretty though. Big up Tommy, did a really good job. This is going to be hidden, no one cares. Not as bad as I thought, but it's not as open plan as I thought. However, you know, no issue. There's the insulation we recovered. Now, we come down here, there is a step here and a load of wires. This was going to be the same level, but because of that steel and how low it is, and that stupid chimney triangle up there, which you can't get rid of, and because we want to keep the ceiling height, because look, I'm 6'1", you know, it's nice. You know, we're going to have to do something funky, like the plasterer came up with a really good idea, which is to put another triangle on that side, which will make it look symmetrical, which, not a bad shout. But this this bulkhead is low. I can touch that, that's annoying. But we didn't want to have to lower it to that because the ceiling height would be here. Hell no. So there is going to be a step here. However, looking at it now, the step is not as bad as I thought. And actually, I think it's a bit of a vibe. And big up Andy Camp Property, he suggested this. You kind of step down into your kitchen. So I like it. Here's a scaffold tower, which we didn't get to use because you'll see why. This is going to be the kitchen, washing machine, 75 quid on Facebook Marketplace. Anyone wants it? Now this is a kind of a strange one, but this is a really nice open plan, just vibe underneath the stairs. And Craig, big up Main T, created like a floating sort of landing pad step here so that this could be open. And I like it. I do like it. So there's going to be understairs cupboard, like handmade, bespoke made, and then this will be open because got to put the shoes and the Hoover and all that kind of stuff away. So you can see there's lighting because temporary supply. If we head, acros, I'll talk about them in another video, but just holding the back of the house up, no big deal. Let's head outside. Oh, hello. We're back outside. We're at the same temperature as it is inside. So, if you look to the right, you can see our extension. As I said to you, it's a convertible extension. So just picture Jay-Z in the back of the Maybach, you know, with the roof gone. This is the vibe we're going for. So, yeah, welcome to the back door. So these are going to be bifolds, which are going to be some nice brickwork here done. From here to kind of here, there will be a little step out, and then these bins will be gone. There'll be a nice blocked off shed will be gone. It'll be a nice rear sort of aperture of the house. The either side, and the whole thing is going to be lifted. So we've done a party wall agreement with that as well. And you get a better view of this steel. This is a twin steel because it has two courses of brickwork. Makes sense. And I think you put a twin in for ease of insulation and ease of installation instead of a big heavy one. Big up Stilo, did a really, really good job in Hounslow of all these steels. So this is, unfortunately, nothing can be done until the temperatures reach above 4 degrees. So it might be the 20th of December, it might be January, who knows? But in January for sure, the roof is on and this is being built up. I'm hoping the temperatures rise beforehand in general, I think we all are, so that we can carry on and do this. And bifolds again had to be delayed because, well, where are you putting them? At least we got something done. But as you can see, you know, it needs to go up 4 or 5 courses. We also had to rebuild this bit of the house. You can see the little brickwork there because it was falling, it had cracks in. Long story, we actually figured because when they did this extension, they didn't tie it in properly, lots of issues, and you can kind of see this is slanted. There was a stepping crack along here. And this kind of structural issue that might put some people off or might go unnoticed, and they may not factor in having to build that back up and like paying to put that back up. The mortar looks slightly different because the original mortar here has washed sand, so little fine granules in it, whereas this is not. I like matching mortar, but Craig, why didn't you match the mortar? So yeah, this will all be one. There'll be a little bulkhead. This floor's definitely going up. Old council wet room. And to be fair, council did a good job and got some nice seconds of insulation here. Stop, you know, lots of things you have to think about. The stopcock's there, but it's not going there because the boiler's going all the way up there, and this is a kitchen, and there's lots of things like this, like being a lead barrel as well. Like you have to, a steel barrel, so that you have to think about when you're doing a thing like this, because that can cost X amount to put in a new main or to divert it or whatever. And these are things that, to be fair, people don't really think about, but it's important to think about. And that's good because it'll be covered by kitchen units, right? So it's fine. And you can already see, you know, look at the frost forming on the mortar. And luckily there's no frost in it, although, you know, there is a chance that some of this might have to be done again. Looking at some of the gaps back here, although we'll see what they say. I mean, you know, you can see how cold it is when you step in here, or has been. Just got water frozen. As the snow is melted, its own water has then frozen. Yeah, I mean, big up the guys, you know, main team been working, and then FC Duncan, the plumbers who were there now, in this temperature, because it is not nice, you know, our hands, our feet are absolutely freezing. And there's not much you can do. You can get space heaters, but, you know, how much does it really actually do? And the garden does look very pretty, actually, in the snow. And would you look at this? Welcome to my brickyard. With every single brick in the chimney and in the walls came out. Not good. Good for me. These are like £2 a block. They just came out. Like, as they were SDSing, it was quite easy, and actually meant that I sent back the reclaimed bricks we had from London Reclaimed Brick Merchants because they were crap. They were crap. Got a majority refund, but they were just horrible condition. And compared to these are like A1 condition. So anything that's left, it'll either be for sale or I'll make a nice little, you know, garden wall in the future. And this garden needs a lot. It doesn't need a lot doing to it, but I'm a gardener. My mum's a gardener, so, you know, we will take care of it. Old Fortic tank. Anyone want 50 quid cash? We'll do a little deal. And as I said, this shed is moving to the back because we don't want to look out bifolds into a shed. So why don't we head upstairs? Let's have a look. Well, hello. I'm on my new steps, which the Sparky managed to get the right distance away from, which is good. And I think it's called a switch back and return. There is no gap here. I never understand, like, when there's a gap. It's just a waste of 10 millimeters. What's the point? So what we're having is really cool Scandi wood running all the way up, forming a balustrade, but also all the way down, like really like slats. You know, slats, oak kind of panel slats. So that's going to look super cool. Nice little touch here. And this is then going to run flush into the bathroom which we're in, which is currently a storage for bricks. And this is going to be the bathroom. Now, there'll be a towel rad here, There'll be a sliding pocket door here into a stud wall. And then this over here is going to be the shower. So shower against this wall here. It's going to have to be a rainfall coming from the ceiling. What a shame. Amazing. And this wall is going to be built out slightly to take in the basin. It's going to be here. And pipes coming out the wall. Love it. And then also the toilet, which is going to be over there, which is going to have a hidden cistern. So we need to build it out and to insulate it. This is going to be insulated. This piece of crap was supposed to come out, but yeah, structural engineer and builder said, this ain't going anywhere. So instead of just blocking it up like a normal developer might do, there is storage here. So as much as it's full of crap and we know what the structural bits are, we're going to remove the brickwork that's not structural, kind of up to around here. As you can see, it corbels and steps out, which is part of the structural support and that stupid triangle downstairs. But there's a lot of space there. So we're going to build that party wall back up and basically cover it with a diagonal to follow this. But what that means is there'll be storage space all up here for towels, it's a lot of space, which we need because there isn't a lot of space here, because where these bricks are is going to be a freestanding bath somehow. Don't ask me how, it's happening, all right? We're going to make it happen. New windows are coming as well, so big up Mansoor. And yeah, bloody hell. You can see it's still not curing fully because of the cold, huh? So as we come through, there's a little landing step up here. This is now well, if you look back at the other videos, I mean, it looks totally different, but this is now second bedroom, and there are some holes in the floor, so just watch out for that. Oh, and there's the last acro here that we need to take down. But again, there was a chimney breast here, you might remember, and now it's a fire escape. Awesome. Another thing the structural engineer did, doofus, was putting a steel on top of what was a full window. Now, I don't know if you know about plastic, but plastic cannot hold steel in most conditions, especially not here when the steel is holding the humongous, if you look at the chimney breast up. So, yeah, nice one. So, we've had to reduce this window, I would say by a significant amount, by almost half, so that we could build this padstone here, which is this red engineering brick, put in I think it's iron or steel reinforced lintel, and we're going to have to build some brick up outside. It'll look a little bit weird, but it's what we had to do to get the steel in. And because the hips of the roof were shorter than we thought, because we couldn't see in there, the steels had to sit lower, and we thought, uh-oh, they're going to sit lower than ceiling height, which they do. So there's going to have to be, you know, a bulkhead, etc., kind of a little one sticking down. So yeah, really actually quite a big bedroom. As you can see, also good ceiling height there. I don't know what that is, 7.5, something like that. And obviously where this is, it comes down a little bit. Yeah, and this wall, why is there stud here and stone and brick here? Well, let me tell you why. Because when we put this steel in, this is spliced in the middle, and this needs structural support in the middle. Now, in order for that to happen, you can't have it resting on a stud. It needs to be resting on a structural wall, i.e. dense concrete block and then engineering padstone. So because of this, we had to build this directly on the steel up to support it, because it, 4.5 meter span here, 3.4 there, humongous steel lengthwise for this size of property, because stupid chimney is so big. So yeah, this was sort of unexpected and had to be engineered on site and signed off with the structural engineer, which I need to get pictures of today, so that it could work. And this stud work went up super quick, I must say. Bed here, desk there. It is just bigger and nicer than I thought. Hangers for joists and woodwork. I've always seen them used on Instagram. Never actually seen them used in a project of mine before, for whatever reason. You'd think, how is this holding a, weight bearing up? But metal, super strong stuff here, just like steels. I think this is some sort of art installation from Mainty, so if you're into modern art, snap this and I'll make it into an NFT for you. But yeah, cool. Oh, I love the smell of fresh timber. And you know what? Landing spaces are really underrated. This, and I'm excited because I'll be living here. I mean, landings are just such a waste as well, like just there. But coming up, and this is a really nice return to have a really big plant here, some pictures here, something here, and there'll be a nice look here over the balustrade. And we got more head height than we expected down there with the stairs. So some things have worked out better. Most things have worked out a lot more difficult and annoying. But this is just a nice space that you come out your main bedroom into, So I really like this space that's been created with this landing. Honestly, it's so underrated, but it makes such a big difference. So let's head into the main room. So we are in the main room, which, as much as I've done, this is my 18th refurb now, it's still hard to imagine how spaces are going to look when you've done what you're going to do with them. Now, of course, we got 50mm insulation going on. We got, you know, it is going to be slightly smaller, but, you know, for a 2-bed house of this size, like, we've created 2, I would say, very large rooms that can both hold kings in. This can hold a super king. We've measured for a king, sockets either side, which, you know, so the bed will be here, and then sockets either side, obviously important. And that's why you need to know where your bed's going at this, like, before this stage. So you have to do a lot of pre-planning of stuff that you don't necessarily think you'd have to do. Like, oh, just chuck in the bed wherever. You need to think about it. And you also need to think about, well, when you're walking your room, you know, what do you want to see? Because the socket's there, bed's going to sort of be there. You're thinking, okay, well, is that enough room to walk in? Blah, 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 am I going to come through? And this is in your developments as well. Like, the person buying it, how are they going to feel about, you know, certain things and certain layouts? Now, I'm standing in a wardrobe. So we're going to have a fitted wardrobe from, well, actually, probably sort of here-ish in line with the window, all the way in line with the window. So, you know, from sort of like here is going to be a fitted bedroom, fitted wardrobe, which is pretty cool. It's a lot of storage. I obviously don't need it because I wear the same things all the time. Yellow, not today. Old chimney breast. So in fact, removing the chimney breast allowed for more storage, which I think makes quite a big difference. And obviously the majority of this room is going to be the bed, because we're getting a king size bed now, because your boy's big, on his space. And again, ceilings, you know, I'm happy with these. I can't touch them. I mean, yeah, could they be higher? Sure. But I'm pretty happy with them. And we're going to have some storage in the loft. The loft is actually big. You know, like, we could convert it as is. Everyone on the street's done a dormer or loft conversion. We're leaving room for it. We just don't need it right now, or in the near future at all. But it will have storage in, and it'll have the boiler in. Hate boilers. Get them out of my way. Simple. So look, thanks for touring around with me. The next update should be when the whole house, most of it, is skimmed. So I can take you around, show you what good plaster looks like, hopefully, and show you what good boarding looks like and what a proper finish is supposed to be. And when the plaster's on in here very soon in the boards, I think it will be another transformation. We've kind of had a really big one the last week, but the next one is going to be even bigger and really show you the kind of space we're messing with. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon.